While Radha Vyas went on a at first date in a man she had met on the internet, slight did she aware how by the end of the overnight they would be start to drop in loving, and planner to go in industry along. Radha was 32 and solitary behind in 2012, while a date website matched her in a man named Lee Thompson since of their reciprocal loving of journey. Above drinks in a London bar she said Lee how she had noted a gap in the marketplace for a company how proposed team affair holidays for solitary human beings in their 30s and 40s. Her reason was how time 18 to 30-year-olds were so catered for by how kind of organized travel, as were older generations, down there was not lot on propose for human beings in her age team. Shelter, who was 31, coordinated, and they begun to talk the concept briskly. This more than we tell on the industry concept, the more than nervous we both have acquired, says Radha. Or during weeks we weren't fair a pair, but capacity industry partners too much. Quick forward to present, and the now marital pair are the founders and company owners of Flare Package, that conducted more than rather than 10,000 human beings in their 30s and 40s a year on team holidays to such a destinations as Vietnam, Cambodia, Sri Lanka and Jordan. Radha had go up in the concept for the industry over in 2012 while she requested to go on feast, but all her friends had populated downward, or couldn't get period off job. Decisive how she would go off on her their own, she signed up for a team travel to Cambodia how was designed far more than at human beings in their deceased teenager or 20s. Everyone was beautiful, but since they were so lot junior they weren't rather on my wavelength, she says. It got me thought, why isn't down there nobody making the kind of a feast for my age team? As their relation blossomed in the weeks following their at first date, the pair begun to study their journey industry concept, and solved how it could really be success. Time Radha extended in her day job in the fundraiser segment, and Lee treated as a picture reporter, they later consumable all their replacement period received their business up and fleeing. They mentioned it Flare Package, as in reducing of flare hiking, and cleared along £15,000 to foundation its start. But while their website Outdoor for Industry on January 2014, in Fair One list, an affair feast to Mountain Range Leone, successful was not instant. This at first 6 months of the industry was painful, says Radha. Now listen on all these night successes, but how very didn't occur in us. We sold out one feast to Mountain Range Leone, but later had to return the man as we couldn't get nobody else on the travel. Industry at London-based Flare Package was on to sharply enhance although, following Lee came up in a sale concept how he hoped would go virus. In the 2014 Planet Cup due to begin in Brazil in June, he had an concept for a really particular picture. I'd seen a image of several workmen at the really top of Christ the Redeemer, the portrait Mount upper image of Jesus, in Rio de Janeiro, and the view of the town looked wonderful, says Shelter. I knew if I could fair get up down there and get a selfie it would go virus. So Lee confident the Brazil visitor executive board to let him do fair how, and he took his picture 738 meter, 421 FOOT, over the town. Fair as he had hoped, the picture did really go virus, in 50 millionth engagements on public print. It as well led to him creature interviewee by main news story point of sale about the planet, and largest importantly, heard a lot of traffic to Flare Package's website. Up length the business was marketing hundreds of holidays a monthly. The industry has grown up constantly with later, in declared quadruple yearly increase in latter year. Joel Brandon Bravo, a journey production columnist and lug of Deals website TravelZoo, says Flare Package has effectively aimed a previous underserved marketplace. Flare Package is one of the few companies very public catering for recital nomadic people in their 30s and 40s, he says. It is immediately targeting the auditorium by provided inspirational travel itineraries intended particularly for the cash money rich, period poor traveler who wants to get out and see the planet, but doesn't include period to schedule each item of a travel for themselves or in lot bloggers and influencers traveling one, the has helping show how recital journey is attainable and a favorable item to make. Radha and Lee both of recognize how start a industry in yours affiliate can put attention on yours relation, but say how eventually it is a really favorable item. I couldn't think making the on my their own, says Shelter. Start a business can be extremely lone, and to include who to stake the highs and lows in is wonderful. While the industry begun Radha and Lee utilized to manure in and stake roles. Present Radha is the head execution, time Lee, who describes oneself as head hum manufacturer, focuses on PR and house the mark. As to the next, the business plans to outdoor and office space in Polar America, as it now gets more than rather than part of its customers of the US and Canada. It as well wants to go on to extend the quantity of its feast destinations. No lot human beings are speaking to the demographics, 30 and 40 somethings, so we very include found how gap in the marketplace, says Radha.